Bo Levi Mitchell, the Calgary Stampeders quarterback, completed just 3 of 10 pass attempts this past weekend for 37 yards and 2 interceptions against a BC Lions defense that was entirely made up of backups and scrubs. Should those numbers be concerning for Stamps fans?
Absolutely. How can they not be? Right. And I want to preface this by saying this game was not televised and I was not in Calgary to watch it. The only snaps I've seen are the ones that were available on highlights. The only one I really saw from Bo was the end zone interception he threw targeting Colton Hunchak. So I don't want to pretend that I've broken down the game film, but I have talked to some people who have watched the film. And yeah, this should be a concern for Stamps fans. Bo Levi Mitchell, I think, deserved the benefit of the doubt throughout the 2021 season. He had the fracture in his leg. He had the shoulder problems, right? And obviously coming off of a canceled 2020 season, made some things tougher getting back into that groove again. But he's had the full season. He wasn't great last year. He led the CFL in picks. The Stamps went 500, despite the fact that they had a good defense and a good ground game. So I don't see how this can't be concerning, especially because, and I'll rattle off some other stat lines. Jake Mayer, 7 of 13 for 90 yards. On the flip side, Canadian Michael O'Connor, with the visiting Lions, completed 74% of his passes for 151 yards and a touchdown. Even Kevin Thompson, we're going to talk about in a moment, had a better stat line. 9 of 20, 129 yards and a pick. So it's a small sample size. And I'm not taking anything away that Bo has done in years past, right? He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. I would vote for him if I could today. But there's no getting around the fact that he did not play well against BC's backups. And if I'm a Stamps fan, that is absolutely a source of concern for me.
The biggest concern for me with Bo Levi Mitchell is that shoulder injury that's been nagging him since 2019. Now, he says he's fully healthy. He says he feels better than ever, and that may be true, but I think he's lost some of the zip on his balls, right? When Bo Levi Mitchell came into the league, you could see the difference in arm talent. He was just built differently than other quarterbacks. There's a lot of guys who come up here because they maybe have lesser arm strength at the NFL level, but they're super accurate or super intelligent. I think Bo Levi Mitchell had plus arm strength and those other attributes. He threw the ball differently. I don't think that's the case anymore. He's lost some velocity. And so you look at that throw to the end zone to Colton Hunchak that got intercepted by Quincy Mager for the BC Lions. That's a throw maybe he makes a couple years back because he can put a little bit of extra on that. And he's still trying to force those throws, but they're resulting in turnovers now because he can't quite do it like he's used to, and he hasn't adjusted yet to his new physical limitations.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that we need to talk about is again, he was outplayed by Jake Mayer. And obviously, you go back to 2021, Jake Mayer was a rookie, right? No one had ever heard of him. He wasn't even second on the depth chart to start the season. Michael O'Connor was second on the depth chart after Bo got hurt. They did, in fact, start Mayer. He dressed for his first game, started his first game, and rattled off 300-yard passing performances in a row. Last season, I don't think there's any conversation about starting Mayer over Bo because, again, you're talking about a rookie and a future Hall of Famer. However, following a winter during which I'm sure Mayer was hard at work, I think there is a legitimate conversation, not about week one, but let's say Bo Levi Mitchell has a poor performance of week one. Do you not have a conversation if you're the Calgary Stampeders about who starts week two? And if Bo plays poorly in week two, do you have that conversation in week three? I'm just asking the question. And again, I'm not saying that Bo is no longer a good player. All I'm saying is he didn't have a good season last year. He had his first test in 2022, and it's an F. He failed. Now, he might have an excellent performance in week two of the preseason, but that said, a lot of times veteran quarterbacks do not play in both preseason games. It's possible we won't see him play until the regular season, in which case I'm very interested to see what he does week one against the Montreal Alouettes.